Today we are going to study a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, and the name of the poem is Vocation. Do you know what does the poet mean here in this poem called vocation? As we have heard about vocational higher secondary, and the word vocation is very familiar to us. Vocation. Okay? Class 7, English Lesson 2, Poem Vocation. Okay, please take down the chapter name, the lesson poem name, Vocation. This poem is written by famous poet, writer, author of Indian literature, Rabindranath Tagore. He was one of the most renowned and revered Indian literary figure of all the time. He was a poet, an author, a songwriter, a painter, and even a sculptor, because he made sculptures. Okay, and he won the Nobel Prize in the year of 1913 for his collection of poems called Gitanjali. Gitanjali is the famous collection of poems written by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, let us see about this poem. The theme of this poem, as given in the introduction, it is written here: do you feel your life is too monotonous? Monotonous means, what is the meaning of the word monotonous? Monotonous, boring, because of the repetition. Okay, so write down the vocabulary word monotonous and its vocabulary from the dictionary. Okay, do you ever feel your life is too monotonous? Do you have such kind of feelings? That is what the poet, the author, is indicating in this poem about a child and his wishes to have the changes in everyday life. He wants more freedom. Okay, let us read this poem and we will come to know the theme of this poem from the story of a boy. Do you feel that every day is the same? Do we have such kind of a feeling? Every day is same and the same routine is repeating. That's what the poem says. Okay, do you wish you had more freedom to practice your hobbies or do things that you like? In such situations, do you ever wish you could be something or someone else? Describe one such a situation. Okay, in such situations, do you ever wish you could be something or someone else? Suppose if we wish that we could be something or someone else, that means our duty, our position, we are dreaming that we could be someone, or our duty, just like we are substituting with someone. Okay, let us read the poem about a child and find out what he wants to be. This is the poem about this child, and he wants to be someone. Let us read what is his, or what are his wishes. Okay, when the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane. When the gong, it is the word meaning is written here, a round piece of metal that is hit with a stick to produce sound. In the olden period, in some schools and in some places like market or temples, there will be such kind of system. A metal piece making the bell sound by hitting with a stick to produce the sound of bell. That's called gong. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane. Lane means his part of the roadway on which he used to walk to school every day morning. At what time? By 10 o'clock. Every day I meet hawker crying, bangles, crystal bangles. Every day he meet a hawker. That means in the picture it is seen. Okay. There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. There is nothing to hurry him on. There is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. It is said here, this boy is thinking that nothing to hurry him. He has no any other business. He has no any other road to go. That means he has no any other place to go because he must do his business. And this is the freedom that this boy thinks that he is totally free of all these kind of roads or any duties or any responsibility. We can understand that a bangle seller, it's his duty to sell the bangles, that's all, for his livelihood. Okay, but here the boy is misunderstanding. Okay, that his job is having total freedom. When we are students, we will think like that. Because as students, it is our duty to study, study and study only. Okay. I wish I were a hawker spending my day in the road crying bangles, crystal bangles. That is his wish to become the bangle seller, hawker. He could be the hawker. When at 4 in the afternoon, I come back from the school. What happens? At the 4 o'clock, the boy returns home from home. I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. Then the second people, the boy meets gardener. Is the gardener. The boy meets the gardener, digging the ground, maybe planting saplings, plants. So he does what he likes with his spade. Spade, the meaning, metal tool for digging or cutting sand on earth. He soils his clothes with the dust. Nobody takes him to task. Two vocabularies are written here. Two word meaning. Please write down. Soils. Dirties. Putting soil. Takes him to task means scolding. This is a phrase called scolding. The meaning of this words takes him to task means scolding. Take someone to task means scolding. If he gets baked in the sun or gets wet, baked in the sun or gets wet, if the gardener soils his clothes with the dust and gets baked in the sun or gets wet, no one is there to scold him. That is what this boy is thinking. This is also he feels that the maximum level of the freedom that this gardener is enjoying. Okay. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Here also he is willing that he would be the gardener or he could be the gardener. Okay. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed. As children, you have to obey your parents. So your parents will send you to bed in the evening as it gets dark in the night. And we are having a schedule, daily routine, home timetable, especially during this period of lockdown. Okay. So I can see through my open window the watchman walking next character this boy is seeing, explaining in this poem, narrated by the author Rabindranath Tagore. That means the third person this boy is imagining, that means boy is seeing, meeting in this poem is, third person is watchman. I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. And I wish I were a watchman, walking the streets all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. Here also, this boy is willing or considering or substituting himself with the third character in this poem called watchman. He thinks that the boy here thinks that the watchman is also enjoying his entire freedom, ultimate freedom. What kind of freedom? Walking through the streets or through in the all night, and chasing the shadows with his lantern. And there is also nobody to tell him to go to bed. Why this boy is making such kind of misconception? As children, we have to understand that each profession has its own duties and responsibilities. As a student, our duty is only to study. If you are grown-ups, you will get your own jobs and duties. That's what they are performing. They are doing, when we do our duty, we will enjoy our freedom. Okay? So this is the poem we have studied now, written by Rabindranath Tagore, and this is about compound words. We have seen some compound words in the poem, like watchman, and other words are there. Okay, let us see which all the words we have seen, and let us study the grammar part in this poem. Please watch carefully.
Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. Notice the words in bold. They are made up of two different words. However, when they come together, they form a new word. Let us look at some close compound words. Watch and man join to form the word watchman. Street and lamp join to form the word street lamp.
Children, now we are studying about compound words. When two words are joined together to form a new word with another meaning. Watchman, street lamp. Two examples are given here.
Such words are known as compound words. When two words join together to form a new word with a different meaning, the new word is known as a compound word. They are of three types: closed compound words, open compound words, hyphenated compound.
Okay, please write down the main heading, compound word, and the three type of compound words are there. Compound words, closed compound words, open compound words, and hyphenated compound words. We will see one by one with examples.
On words. In the words we saw earlier, Watchman is an example of a closed compound word and street lamp is an example of an open compound.
Here, the first word, watchman, is an example of closed because watch plus man and there is no gap between the letters. One word that is called closed compound word. And street lamp, street plus lamp and there is a gap between the words. So these are two words. This is called open compound words. Okay, open compound word.
Compound word. Closed compound words. Afternoon. After.
These are the examples of closed compound words. That's when two words join together and formed another word having a different meaning. Afternoon. Everyone, football, notebook, firefly, sunflower.
And noon join together to form the word afternoon. It refers to the time after midday or noon. Everyone, every and one join together to form the word everyone. It refers to every single person present. Football, foot and ball join together to form the word football. It refers to a game played by two teams of 11 players using a round ball which players kick up and down the playing field. Teams try to kick the ball into the other team's goal. Notebook, note and book join together to form the word notebook. It refers to a book where one can take notes. Firefly, fire and fly join together to form the word firefly. It refers to an insect which can fly and has a glowing body. Sunflower, sun and flower join together to form the word sunflower. It refers to a flower which always turns to the sun. Let us look at some open compound words. Ice cream. Ice and cream join together to form the word ice cream. It refers to iced cream or frozen cream.
Okay, children, here first we studied joint closed compound words. Now this is the second type of compound words, open compound words. That means two words join together, but when we write this compound word, there will be a gap between the two words. Okay, ice cream like iced cream, coffee mug, full moon, head office, lawn tennis, dinner table. Okay, because there is a gap between the two words. That's why it is called open compound words. But it is pronounced and the meaning is also just like one single word. Open compound words. These are the examples of open compound words.
Coffee mug. Coffee and mug join together to form the word coffee mug. It refers to a mug used by someone to drink coffee. Full moon. Full and moon join together to form the word full moon. It refers to the time when the moon appears round. Head office. Head and office join together to form the word head office. It refers to the main office of an organization. Lawn tennis. Lawn and tennis join together to form the word lawn tennis. It refers to a game of tennis played on grass lawns. Dinner table. Dinner and table join together to form the word dinner table. It refers to a table meant for meals. Let us look at some hyphenated compound words. Merry-go-round. Merry, go, and round join together to form the word merry-go-round. Merry-go-round. It refers to a fun ride which goes round and round.
Here, children, the third type of compound words, hyphenated compound words. Hyphenated compound word means some words are joined together to form one word with different meaning, but it is joined with hyphens. That's called hyphenated compound word. And the difference of these closed compound words and open compound words, there is no gap between the letters in the closed compound words. There is a gap between the letters. Even though it is a one word, but there is a gap between the words. Okay, but in this case, hyphenated, third category, hyphenated compound words, the words are joined together with the hyphen. Okay. For example, merry-go-round, brother-in-law, two-third, well-being, absent-minded, hand-picked. It is pronounced together, but the words are joined with a hyphen. Okay, please listen carefully.
Brother-in-law. Brother and in-law join together to form the word brother-in-law. It refers to one's husband's or wife's brother. Two-third. Two and third join together to form the word two-third. It refers to two parts out of three. Well-being. Well and being join together to form the word well-being. It describes a state of being healthy and fine. Absent-minded. Absent and minded join together to form the word absent-minded. It describes someone who is not attentive. Hand-picked. Hand and picked join together to form the word hand-picked. It refers to something that is chosen very carefully. Now, it's time for some practice.
Now, vocabulary junction. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. See, watchman, a closed compound word. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp, an open compound word, stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. Did you notice the words in bold? They are made up of two words, watchman, street lamp. This way it is called as compound words. Three types of compound words and examples. Closed compound words, afternoon, firefly, sunflower, everyone. These are the examples we have seen. Okay. Now, what?
I wish I were a hawker.
Dear children, subjective mood. This is subjective mood. Is the grammar, another grammar part that we have to study from this poem. Subjunctive mood, you can refer to the dictionary and you have to understand the meaning. Then from the word itself, you will come to know what does it mean. And let us see what is the grammar part mainly played in this poem. Please watch carefully.
Spending my day in the road, crying, bangles, crystal bangles.
Here it is written in the poem that the boy says that I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road crying, bangles, crystal bangles.
Here the poet is talking about something that he desires. He is talking about something that is not yet true or real. Thus, the verb is in the subjunctive mood. The subjunctive mood is used to express a situation that is not real.
Okay, here actually we know that this is the desire of that boy. His desires to become hawker, his desire to become gardener, his desire to become the watchman. So this is not true or real. It is only an imaginary vision of the boy. So these kind of sentences joined with the auxiliary verb were. I wish I were. a hawker. Okay, this is called as subjunctive mood. That means the activity of the verb is mentioned or mainly used here for explaining, expressing the dream or the things which are not true or real. Please watch carefully.
We use the form I were to show the subjunctive mood. Let us look at some situations where the subjunctive mood is used. We use the subjunctive mood to talk about a desire. For example, I wish I were his student. He teaches maths very well. We use the form I were.
Here, I wish I were his student. This is a wish. This is not reality. This is the desire to be his student because he is a good mathematics teacher. He teaches maths well. This is why it is called subjunctive mode, which is not real. Okay.
We use the subjunctive mood to express demands or commands. For example, the nurse demanded that the relatives of the patient leave immediately. Here, the subjunctive mood is indicated by the verb leave, which is in the present simple form. It is always in the base form and does not take the s ending, even if the subject is singular.
Here, subjunctive mode of the verb is used to express demands or dreams or wishes and commands. The nurse demanded that the relative of the patient leave immediately. Where relative or patients or patient leave, because the base form of simple present tense with the verb will not be used here. That means s should be added. But here in this subjunctive mood type of sentences will not be used this kind of base form. Okay.
As in the sentence, the nurse demanded that the relative of the patient leave immediately. The priest ordained that the younger prince be crowned king of the realm. In this sentence, the subjunctive mood is indicated by the verb be. This is another form in which sentences occur in the subjunctive mood. Notice that the verb is in the past tense. Next, we use the subjunctive mood to talk about hypothetical situations. For example, if I were a bird, I would fly to far-off places. If I were the Prime Minister of the country, I would make education free for all. Here, the sentences take the form similar to first conditionals. However, in the subjunctive mood, the conditional clause has the I were phrase, and the verb in the main clause takes the past tense form. Subjunctive mood is also used to express suggestions. Here, the verbs typically used are suggest, recommend, demand, order, request, prescribe, etc. For example, I suggest that your team reach an hour early. The doctor recommended that he consult a specialist. Here again, the verb in the relative clause takes a present simple form and does not take the s ending even if the subject is singular. Did you know that the traditional phrases like heaven help us and God bless you are also in the subjunctive mood? Let us look at some more examples. Desire. I wish I were taller. She wishes she had a big house like that. I wish the children were quieter. They wished you were more polite. Commands or demands. It is best that you leave. It is crucial that she takes stock of the situation. It is a good idea that we keep some extra provisions in the ship. It is important that you dress properly for the occasion. Hypothetical situations. If I were to learn dancing, I would learn the salsa. If he were younger, he could have applied for this job. If she were to start right now, she might still make it to the audition in time. If I were to suggest a song, I would suggest you sing one by Michael Jackson. Make suggestions. I suggest you not take the job before negotiating the salary. The mechanic recommended that he get the brakes checked. The air hostess suggested that I use the headphones. The groom proposed that the wedding take place in the city hall.
A paragraph is a connected series of sentences relating to the same.
Okay, this is about a paragraph writing. A paragraph is a connected series of sentences relating to the same subject. Paragraph is a connected series of sentences. More sentences will be there. We have studied in our previous classes what is a sentence and how a sentence is formed, which are the types of sentences. Here, many sentences are connected with the same subject. That means relating to the same subject. So, these sentences are called as one paragraph. Okay.
Subject.
Now, this is also the time for the activity, and the activity assignment is given in the textbook itself. So, you can also check and do the activity and assignment.
Is there a profession that you respect or hope to take up when you grow up? Do you know any professional in that field?
Okay, here the basic theme of this poem written by Rabindranath Tagore called the Vocation is that the profession and a different comparison or the comparison made by the child with a different profession. That means the type of nature of the job and the freedom of the job, everything. Here it is explained well. Please watch carefully.
Interview the professional with the help of given guidelines. First, make a table with 2 columns as shown. In the first column, note what you know or think about the profession. In the second column, you'll write what you learn after the interview. For example, let's say you chose a career in law enforcement and want to be a policeman. Here's what you can write in the first column. Policemen are very brave. They catch criminals and maintain law and order in society. They have to face many challenges to do their job well. They have an exciting job. Next, make a set of survey questions to get information about the various aspects of this profession. Here are a few to get you started. A. How early did you start preparing yourself to enter this profession? B. On an average, how many work hours a day do you put in? C. What do you enjoy most about this profession? D. What is the most challenging part? E. How do you overcome the challenges? F. What are the essential qualities to be good at this profession? After getting the responses, complete the second column of the table. How different is the profession from what you thought or knew? Here's a sample of what you can write in the second column. The job of a policeman is quite dangerous. It is a very rewarding job when done right. Physical fitness is very important. Policemen are very well respected in society. To organize your comparison better, you can use connectives of different kinds. Let's see a few examples. Connectives used to express similarity. The army protects our country, as does the police. Connectives used to express contrast. A policeman has to be ready for service anytime, even though he is paid for regular hours only. Connectives used to introduce a new aspect. As far as social status is concerned, policemen are very respected. Connectives used to express concession. Although it is a little dangerous, this job is quite exciting as well. Connectives which limit the area of similarity or difference. A policeman has a demanding job insofar as they are responsible for maintaining law and order.
See here, it is explained that to make a sentence of comparison, that is what is explained in this poem. This boy is making the comparison with many different jobs, and he is dreaming that his wish is to become such kind of a person. Okay, for that, doing the exercises in this grammar exercise in this chapter, there are more number of ways and more models given. So watch this video. Coming back to the poem, we have studied the poem written by Ravindranath Tagore called Vocation. So now you have got an idea regarding the different types of vocations and the explanation or the dream of this boy and his comparison with the different jobs. So study well. All the best. Thank you, children.